Welcome to the Ed Newsstand Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Reynolds. This is Season 4, Episode 9 of the podcast. This episode is titled Slide Layouts. This week's episode is all about resources to make your presentations look better through different design templates. In TikTok Tech, Josie from @jwaz_teaches shows you how to use emoji prompts to get students to write a 5-sentence paragraph. And in Tech Refresh, @Josiah_St. Peter will introduce you to a Chrome extension called Draftback that is similar to Google's version history. We've got a lot to get to, so let's not waste any more time. Let's dive in. Last week on the newsletter, I talked all about Presentation Zen and ways to make your presentations more impactful. One of the ways specifically that I mentioned how to do that is to have really good slide templates. Now, Google Slides has some generic templates that you can use. Keynote has the same. PowerPoint also has some generic templates, which are fine. But these 3 resources that I'm going to provide you today allow you to find templates that are specifically based on the content that you are teaching. However, before we get to that, let's talk about TikTok Tech. In TikTok Tech, I pulled a video from jwaz_teaches, and her video is all about using emoji prompts to have students write 5-sentence paragraphs. If you click on the video in the newsletter, it will take you right to the video, and you can watch her 2-minute video about how she has students do this. A link to the emoji prompt generator is the first comment or the first reply to the comment that she has in her video, and she has several other really good comments that you can pull from too. So you can see in the newsletter, the first thing she does is she uses the emoji prompt generator to have students write a sentence based on a single emoji. Now, before I get started with this, she uses a specific program called Socrative to have the students write the sentences. The link to Socrative is at the bottom of the TikTok Tech area of the newsletter. So you can click on that link and it takes you right to Socrative.com, or you can just navigate there yourself. But it is a website that you can use to make learning fun, effective, and engaging with on-the-fly assessments. If you've never used Socrative before, it is partially free, so you can use Socrative with up to 50 students in your room. You can have one public room, you can launch one activity at a time, have up to 5 quizzes. There is also a space race assessment and easy quiz sharing. Again, that is the free version, so you can do some things, but you are a little bit limited. So I've logged into Socrative now, and I'll probably do a longer video on this later on, but this is the dashboard. She uses the short answer because then this way students can vote on who has the best overall paragraph, and then she just has start. And you can require students' names, and you can hide the students' names when you're showing all the responses. But she just clicks start, and then when students are logged into the class, they can start to write their paragraphs. When they're done, they turn the paragraphs in, and then you can actually start the vote for the students. But that's a whole other video that I don't really want to get into. So here is the website for the emoji prompt generator. You can see that you can just, whatever this is, students can figure out for themselves. You can tell them what it is. And she has assured everyone in the video that all emojis on this website are school appropriate. So you give the one, let students write their sentence, click and then, give the students a second sentence and then a third. So you'll have to feel out for your students how long you're going to let them have to write each sentence. But when they're done, again, just display a new emoji. Continue this as many times as you want. She uses 5. You could do 3, 4, 7, however you want. And then she displays all the stories and has the students vote using Socrative. You could do it a different way if you have. This is the way that she goes about doing it. She also has a follow-up video, an extension activity based on the 5-sentence paragraph with emoji prompts that she calls Nacho Paragraph Video. She calls Nacho Paragraph. The link is there for her TikTok video on that if you want to do a follow-up. She has students then go through and do some revision of some of the paragraphs in that follow-up extension activity. In Tech Refresh, I have a video from Josiah_St. Peter, and he introduces the Draftback Extension. So I actually made a follow-up video to this, and I'll show you where that is in the newsletter, because a lot of people were kind of in the comments weren't so friendly about this, but it's a nice little video if you want to look at the version history of what students are doing. Now, it's not the same as version history in Google Docs, which is kind of what everybody was getting up in arms about, but it is a way for you to see in real time. It plays a video of the students typing, so you can see if students paste in a big block of text that they've basically just copy and pasted. If it is actually the students typing out and going back and fixing their mistakes, then you can see in the Draftback video all of the different changes that were made and how they were made. The first bullet point is to install the Draftback extension, and there's a link right in the newsletter. Here is the Draftback extension, takes you right to this. You can add it to Chrome and it shows up in your extensions. Next, you're going to open up your Google Doc and then click on the Draftback button. The doc is then analyzed, and then you can watch a video of the students typing and see their revision history. It'll show the number of revisions, who contributed to the document, the time of day that they contributed, and then a graph and statistics of the document. At the bottom, if you want to learn more about Google Classroom's originality reports and how that ties in, I have a link to that on their support page. And then I also have a link to my plagiarism resources video on TikTok. In my plagiarism resources video, I talk about Draftback, I talk about version history, I also talk about originality reports in Google Classroom, because specifically you can only do originality reports on 5 assignments in Google Classroom unless you have the paid version of Google Workspace for Education. So go ahead and check out that video, also linked in the newsletter. So the heart of this week's newsletter is all about slide layouts, and these websites aren't just about the templates for PowerPoint and Google Slides. They also have other resources underneath their umbrella or built into the website. So we're going to talk about some of those things as well. But specifically though, I start with Slides Mania because I have found on social media, it seems to be educators' favorites, and she is very engaged with her audience. And so I want to showcase that one first because that one is by far my favorite. I have shouted her out several times on Twitter and through other posts that I've talked about, whether it's through this platform or other platforms that I've been on. But Slides Mania, there are so many resources, and she specifically caters to educators, I feel like. And she has other resources in there from educator to educator. So there are other teachers and people in education that are creating templates for their fellow colleagues. So let's talk about Slides Mania. On the website, I have a little picture of Slides Mania. There's a link to the Slides Mania website, and there's a link to the Slides Mania Twitter account. So let's look at Slides Mania itself first. So here's Slides Mania. You can see up at the top, you can search by all templates. There are specific ones for education. There are bundles, interactive templates, manipulatives, choice boards, yearly planners, certificates. There's a lot. I didn't even go through them all. There are a lot specific for education. There are other areas. You can get formal templates, fun, simple, professional, popular, and then like I mentioned, there are EDU by EDU for EDU templates specifically, and then there are how-to ways for designing. So I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. Let's just search for one. So I saw a video last night on TikTok, and it was a teacher who was doing a presentation, a lesson on planets. So let's do a search for a planets template. I did my search for planets. I got 2 results back, one with this rocket ship and one with a little alien and some different colored planets. If I want the one with the rocket ship, I just click on it. It will tell me a little bit about the template. If I scroll down, I can look through the template and see what each slide looks like. And if I like it, then all I have to do is either download the PowerPoint version or I can open in Google Slides. If I don't like it, I just go back to the drawing board and search for something else that might be fun. If I'm trying to do something specific to the time of year, maybe I want something with Happy Winter, or I have a Happy Holidays bundle. If I want a fall theme, here is one for Happy Fall. Some other great resources on the site is there is a how-to section. So if you click on the how-to section, so you can see here some of her blog posts. How do I change the theme color? A step-by-step guide in PowerPoint and Google Slides. So if you have a specific theme that you like to use and the colors that she has don't quite fit, you want to change them to what you have, she'll show you how to do that. How you can create digital stickers using Icons Mania. How to add placeholders for images in Google Slides. She talks about Mote and how you can record audio directly into your Google Slides using that website and that add-on. How to unlock content in Google Slides to avoid moving or deleting it by mistake. So there are a lot of resources here in the how-to section of Slides Mania that she's put a lot of work into. Not just the slides that she's created, because she has done a ton of work in that area, but there are other resources here in the how-to section. If you are not very comfortable with Google Slides or with PowerPoint, she has a lot of resources in here to really help you make the most out of the resources that you're downloading and to really learn the platform more than just kind of the basics of what you're doing. The last part of Slides Mania I want to talk about is Icons Mania. So there is a link in the top right corner. So here's Icons Mania. These are free editable icons, illustrations, and clip art images for everybody. You've got the search bar here like you had in Slides Mania. If you scroll down, you'll be able to see the different icons that are available. There aren't a ton, but there are quite a few that you can use. And when you click on them, it looks like it's a whole page of icons, but you can actually pull the icons out and use them individually. A lot of great resources. Specifically though, because she has the how-to about how to make icons, you could make your own icons as well. Two last things I want to talk about with regard to Slides Mania. One, she has a newsletter. If you want to subscribe to the newsletter, that information is at the bottom. And secondly, there is a little heart in the bottom right-hand corner if you want to support her in all the hard work that she does. And if you're using a lot of resources, click on the heart and support her through a financial donation. Here is her Twitter feed. You can see she's very active on Twitter. A lot of different things going on. Anytime she creates a new set of slide templates, she will post that information up here in a GIF so you can kind of see what those look like, and she posts very, very regularly. The next website I'm going to talk about is Slides Carnival. You can see there's a link to Slides Carnival right in the newsletter, and there is a link to Slides Carnival on Twitter. A similar layout to Slides Mania, the Slides Carnival, you've got all of your areas at the top. You can search templates by color: formal, inspirational, creative, simple, startup, elegant, playful, and business. And the search bar is over in the top right-hand corner. Just scroll down. If you find one that you like, again, just click on it. You'll see a little preview in the top right corner. It will tell you who it was designed by. And if you scroll down a little bit farther, you will be able to actually forward through this slide design and see all of the different pages in this slide. This template specifically is available for Canva, PowerPoint, and Google Slides. That's one of the nice things about Slide Carnival. They do have templates specific to Canva. So if you are a big Canva user, you've kind of gone away from PowerPoint or Keynote or Slides, and you are now specific to Canva, many of these templates will work in Canva as well. On the main page of slidescarnival.com at the bottom, you will find some different articles to help you learn presentation design. And this was kind of something that I touched on last week with regard to Presentation Zen. So you can click on these articles here. You can learn how to turn a boring presentation into an engaging presentation, tips for creating effective conference presentations, design sales presentations, for design presentations for children. So a few different articles here at the bottom of slidescarnival.com to help you with your design. Back in the newsletter, there's a link to the Slides Carnival Twitter account. So you can see here that Slides Carnival, anytime that anything new comes out, they are providing some presentation tips. The last website I want to talk about is slidesgo.com, and that is at the bottom. Again, a link to Slides Go. Click on that, and you can see here a whole bunch of free resources for Google Slides and PowerPoint templates to help boost your presentations. You can search by color, by style, by most popular, one specific for education, business, marketing, medical, multi-purpose, and infographics. On their website, I did a search for planets. I found one specific to dark planets. Right when I got the search, I can scroll through and see all of the slides in this presentation right from the search bar. This one has already kind of built some information about the specific planet, so this might be a really great one for me to use. When I clicked on the education part of slidesgo.com, you can see that they already have a few pre-made presentations. One on interactive color wheel exercises. There is a sketchnote lesson. There's an infographic on bullying. If you scroll down a little bit farther, there's a newsletter one, a notebook lesson that you can work with. So there are a lot of templates already pre-built and ready to go for you in SlidesGo. At the bottom of slidesgo.com, they have a Learn section, so you can go to SlidesGo School. In SlidesGo School, you can learn how to use Google Slides and PowerPoints to create cool presentations with their free templates and themes. You can see here that they have templates for thesis defense, mastering the slide design, making an incredible presentation, and there are presentation tips specific to Google Slides and PowerPoint. You can also go to tips and tutorials in the top right-hand corner next to the sign-in button. The last thing I want to talk about with regard to slidesgo.com is the More section. So under More, they have access to Free Pick, Flat Icon, WePick, and Story Set. Free Pick provides you free vectors, photos, and PSD files. Flat Icon are free customizable icons, WePick is a free online template editor, and StorySet is a free editable illustrator. Here's WePick.com, and this is an area where you can create beautiful designs with their templates. So you can see here that they have their templates on the side. You can click into it and use the templates or remix it to make it your own. SlidesGo isn't on Twitter, but if you click on the little icon next to slidesgo.com, it will take you to their TikTok page. You can see here that this is the official account to SlidesGo, and they have a lot of different tips right here on TikTok. They don't have many videos yet, but you can start following them because I'm assuming they're going to start posting a lot more videos. A ton of resources to make your presentations more impactful this week. Slidesmania.com, slidescarnival.com, and slidesgo.com. Find them on the web, follow them on social media to make your presentations the best they can be. That's it for this episode of the Ed Newsstand Podcast. I really appreciate you listening to the podcast or watching the video version on YouTube because I know your time is valuable. Please check out the resources in this week's newsletter about slide layout templates. I really encourage you to check out all the templates and resources, as well as how-tos and icons on slidesmania.com. Slidescarnival.com also has a lot of great templates and presentation design tips. Finally, slidesgo.com has plenty of free templates along with tips, tutorials, and links to free graphics, icons, template editors, and editable illustrations. Also, don't forget to follow all these companies on social media to get notified anytime they release a new product. A huge thank you to jwaz_teaches on her awesome lesson on TikTok, especially with writing paragraphs using emoji prompts. Also, thank you to Josiah_St. Peter on TikTok as part of TikTok Refresh for his resource on Draftback to help teachers monitor students' online assignments. For more EdTech resources, you can follow me on social media. You can find me on Twitter at ReynoldsTroy and on Instagram and TikTok at EdNewsstand. If you're listening on any podcast platform and would like to hear more, please like and subscribe to receive updates and have any new episode automatically downloaded for you. You can also revisit my previous episodes on any major podcasting platform like Spotify, Anchor.fm, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or Google Podcasts. You can also check out the video version of my podcast over on my YouTube channel and check out any of the other video resources I have available. If you'd like to download my app to have my podcast and newsletters right on your smart device, please check it out at ednewsstand.glideapp.io and save it to your home screen. If you don't want the app but would like to check out my resources, please visit my website at ednewsstand.weebly.com. This is Troy Reynolds, and this is the Ed Newsstand Podcast. Hoping you were able to take away at least one idea for your classroom. Please be safe. Until next time.